Hello, welcome to uARFIDwhatueat, a channel where we try to deal with issues that people with avoidant restrictive food intake disorder, or ARFID, deal with on a daily basis. My name is Chris. Today we're going to be trying out a food, and that food is peas. Peas, 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 can I have peas, please? I have had peas before, but it's been a very, very long time. Like when I was a kid, my mom tried to get me to get into peas a little bit. It didn't work. I just remember not liking the flavor of peas at all. I thought they were kind of gross and yucky. They kind of had a mushiness to them that I didn't like. But I will admit that when I was a kid, I found just about everything disgusting. And I also just about currently do find everything disgusting. But as a kid, even more so. I've come a long way, which can be hard to believe for some people. I've got myself a bowl of peas here. I already did the whole heat them up thing, so they should be ready to rock. Because they're so small, I'm probably going to spend a lot of time close to the camera today. Immediately, I don't like the texture, like the way they feel. That's gross. They're so wet. Actually, I didn't think they'd be as wet. I got a can of peas, and I found that they came wet in the can. The can was just full of water, which was like gross. I'm not into that. I hate when food is just sitting in water the whole time. I know it's necessary, but still find it gross. The color is not great. I can't say I find that color particularly appealing. It's green, but it's not like a good looking green. They're just kind of exploding in my hand as I touch them. Like, wow, okay. The touch isn't great. Kind of yucky. Let's give that a smell. Okay, not horrendous. Not super appealing, but I'll admit, seems like there's kind of some flavor going on there. Ugh, again, it's just melting in my hand, so I don't like that. I thought they'd be a little tougher. Yeah, the more I smell, the more tasty they're actually beginning to smell, so that's a good sign. You know what, I'm actually getting into the point where I actually want to try one of these already. I'm surprised. I didn't think I would like that at all. Maybe let's just get right into trying one of these fellas here. It's a little pea. Yeah. Okay, I did. Yeah. It is mushy. They're really mushy on the inside. Yeah, I didn't expect it to be so mushy. It appears that my 5-year-old self was correct on that these are really mushy and don't like that texture. Or maybe it's just a surprise, you know? It's not necessarily a bad texture, it's more of it's not what I was expecting. And one thing with ARFID is you just don't like being caught off guard. You like to know what you can expect when you're eating something. That's just not what I would expected. I think it's because of my experience eating corn, because that's something I do eat. Corn tends to fight back a little more. This just melted in my mouth. Caught me off guard a little bit there. The taste wasn't terrible, actually. I wouldn't say it was like the best. Like it wasn't something I really enjoyed having just now, but I was able to eat it without much trouble, I have to admit. God, they're melty. It's just melting in my fingers. This is gross. It's all over my fingers now. All right, let's try a second pea here. It's already just breaking in my fingers as I touch it. Okay, you know what? The flavor's not terrible. If I can get my mind around this, I don't know, I find for ARFID so much of my issues when I'm eating is that I get so worked up in my head about what I think it's going to be versus what it actually is. When I take that first bite in and it tastes all mushy and kind of yuck like that, it wasn't what I was ready for, but that first bite helps me mentally prepare for the second. So now I get to go into the second or the third and so on. I get to get a clearer picture of what it's actually going to taste like, what's actually going to feel like. And I have to admit, once I get going onto it, the flavor isn't terrible. And I have to admit, the texture's not bad. Now that I've got my mind wrapped around it, the mushiness is actually kind of good. It's a bit like mashed potatoes, actually. I guess that's why this is in mashed potatoes sometimes, I believe, or shepherd's pies or something. I think that people eat those, right? I bet if I threw a bit of salt on these or something. I'll be right back. Hey, you know what? Those are pretty decent. I'm shocked to be saying this. I expected this to just not taste good at all, honestly. I'm shocked to be standing here before you today and telling you that these don't taste too bad. You know what I really do like about them? I find with ARFID, one of the big issues is portion size. Some things you try to eat, and I think I might like the idea of it, but there's no way to get a small little bit of it. It's just too much. This seems like just the perfect little portion size. That's part of what I love about tiny little minuscule morsels of food, is I get just enough that it doesn't overwhelm my taste buds. The texture doesn't overwhelm my mouth. It gives me enough time to actually be able to sit on it and let it sit on my tongue and kind of just work it in a little bit. And appreciate it for what it is. I gotta tell you, it doesn't taste too bad. I'm trying to find something I can compare this to, but just based on the way I eat, flavor-wise, I just not a lot of things I eat that even taste like this. Like, none of my safe foods taste like this. Okay, well, I feel like this is going to be a fairly straightforward video today, actually. It wasn't too bad. I'm shocked to sit here and tell you that pea, you're not too bad. Oops. Overall thoughts on peas then? I don't like the way they feel when they're in your hand. They immediately start breaking up and melting. That's just yucky. On the other hand, once it gets into your mouth, the taste from doing that, the taste and the texture, at first, a little strange, but the more bites I took, the more it began to I can kind of wrap my head around the idea of just having a bit of a mashed potato quality to it. I dare say like a touch of like a mashed potato almost flavor. It would be wrong to suggest that these are buttery, but they kind of taste like it at the same time. Even the skin, which I expected to be a bit of an off-putting thing, goes down pretty easy. The smell, yeah, they're so squishy that I keep just dropping them. The smell, I'm happy to report they smell just like they taste to me, which can often not be the case. Some things smell delicious but taste horrendous to me. These actually smell exactly like they taste. I might be able to work these into something like, say, like a mashed potato or a side from something else that I'm having. Next time I go to like a family event or like a dinner that has peas, I think I'm gonna actually try myself a couple of peas. I'm shocked. Yeah, I'm just shocked standing here today telling you this. I thought these wouldn't be good at all. Almost like a buttery mashed potato. That's the best way I can describe it, which is really strange, but it is. So you know what? Today I'm actually gonna sit here and tell you that I enjoyed eating a pea. I enjoyed eating several peas, in fact. Peas? You're all right. You get the seal of approval from someone who does not like much of anything. Thank you, peas. Well, my name is Chris. Again, this is uARFID What You Eat. Thank you for joining me. You have a wonderful day. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.